Welcome to the show today, my guest, the fantastic Teresa Livingstone. Hey! Now, Teresa, like, how are you? We'll start off with niceties first.
Before we get into it.
We get into business, yeah. Before we get into it, we will start off with niceties. How are you?
I'm very well. I just happened to... This fell out of my wardrobe this morning. I'm wearing one of my favourite band t-shirts, so I'm in good form.
SLY Guy.
Well, you know what? I think, I feel very much the way we're set up here. It is akin to some sort of therapy session.
It feels like it, Dave.
I feel like since we've last spoke, there's been progress. I feel...
Yeah, I've really taken on some of the things you've said and tried to put them in action. Yeah, I have. I've had a bit of an education, I'd say.
Even your turn of phrase,
yes.
Band, busted. You, at the time, for those that maybe have not seen it or not aware, I had the pleasure of going on Teresa's podcast at the Scundered, and the topic of favourite bands came along, and when I said my favourite band was Busted, you had some... Let's say
I had some issues with the terminology being used, but it has since been, I've been educated since.
In terms of labelling, you didn't want to label them a band, and I was gravely offended. And here we are now, a couple of weeks later. You're converted.
A little bit. Well, I had to listen to the people, and I had a little bit of feedback, shall we say, on TikTok, from mainly, I would say, gentlemen in their mid-30s. Who all had opinions on it. So a lot of the feedback was, quite angry, but still quite nice because, they're Busted fans.
Of course,
so.
and Busted are cultured, of course, as well. And maybe that's not a discussion for today. It's enough that you've accepted their band, but maybe to consider them.
I mean, I didn't want to get myself in trouble again, so I have a prepared statement that me and my team actually did work on. So at some point, if you want me to do that, I can address...
I think that would be
the elephant in the room.
I think that would be good to hear. But I think before we get into the prepared statement, I just want to say the t-shirt, was that just one you had already, or did that just happen to?
Well, a lot of my clothes I like to just have labelled what's underneath.
All right.
This is you want to see what it says on the jeans when I stand up. Yeah, no, this I just happen to have that. I bought this, Dave. I bought this as a way of accounting for my sins in the last podcast. So. Yeah,
because what we did discuss on your podcast that was got their rock band too now. But what we discussed before was about how sometimes we're as comedians you're expected to know certain things, like how to work on the internet, how to work on the internet, how to work TikTok. I'm not great at it. I'm finding it. You seem to have had how's the TikTok journey been with Busted and the feedback? How did that come about?
Well, so I put up a little clip of me roasting you, and I thought this is going to be really funny. People are like, look at that. Look at Teresa putting Dave Elliott in his place.
Yes.
And it completely backfired. It was just nothing. It was me saying Busted aren't a band. But you were really doubling down and giving, and so were 1620 Audio, who record it, were also big fans.
Shout out to Sean and Luke.
I thought I'd lost my goddamn mind. I was surrounded by people who kept telling me Busted were the best band in the world. And yeah, so you were giving me examples of songs. My issue was I didn't necessarily think they were bad. I just never thought of them as a band. I thought of them as like a pop group. Anyway, put that clip online expecting people to be like, Teresa is hilarious, and no, that did not happen. I got one after another, people going, who is that woman? Well done, Dave. Somebody said, well done, Dave, for staying so calm. I would have wiped the floor with that girl. I was and then I clicked on the link, and it's like someone who hasn't seen, no vitamin D, hasn't seen the sun since 1998. So I was like, I'm not scared.
Yeah, but that's what I always find the weirdest thing. If you put something up, it can be something you don't really give much thought about. You'd be like,
and suddenly,
and then you're like, well, and then it got to the point where whenever you'd send me, I was like, well, there's a lot of comments on this. Wow. Yeah. And it was because the only time I've ever had any kind of things of a similar ilk was now again, you might disagree with this. I once stated that, in my opinion, Taylor Swift is better than Blur. And what I meant by that was because she writes all her own songs. She's just one woman by herself with her own wee mind and her own beautiful songs. And Blur are a team of guys, and they write
weird comparison to make. First of all, are you doing this to just try and get Taylor Swift on TikTok?
No,
because I also think Ryan Gosling is amazing, and I won't hear a word said against him.
Because what had happened, right? Damon Albarn had come out and started slagging Taylor Swift.
And is that what started?
And I thought,
it's an odd comparison to make.
He's dude, and you're a dude in your 50s or 60s now. Yeah. I'm like, you shouldn't be punching down on someone just trying to.
I don't know if you can punch down on Taylor Swift. Like, she's probably the most successful
person ever, probably.
Yeah.
You know, but I just thought it was coming from a place of meanness. You know what I mean? It's like, Damon, you don't need to. I was like, for someone that writes a song called Beetlebum to be criticising the songwriting ability of anybody is a bit rich. Is all I said. When that went out. Whoa, did the Blur fans waking up from the 90s? Yeah.
Because the Swifties they're very active online. I wouldn't have thought the Blur fans are on TikTok like myself.
No, the Blur fans
were that age.
They got there, the Blur fans, but then
got their kids to get them on.
Thankfully the Swifties rose to defend my honour. And it was just, it was like a lot of people. And again, at the end of the day, I think this is a problem we have in the world, is everyone's entitled to an opinion.
Yes.
Just because you don't agree with it doesn't mean you need to harangue people on it.
But I mean, now I have nieces and nephews who are big Taylor Swift fans. I kind of do know what Damon Albarn is saying. I do think she's very good, but I think there's a lot of style and maybe not enough substance underneath it.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I think I get what you mean, but she's
a bit middle of the road. Is what I mean. It's kind of.
But then it's hard to know. And then this is probably a thing I get with trying to know what to do to like appease the audience out there. Like, what do they want? What do you give them?
What do you want?
What do you want? Because then sometimes, like at anything, you'll see something and you'll be like, oh, it's very hack. And then the audience love it, and it's. You can't
I truly believe, and this is why I am the success that I am. You can't think like that's what gets me in my head too much. If I start thinking too much about what people want or what they're going to find funny or whether it's not going to work. I just don't think it works. I've tried to do it and it doesn't. And here I am not selling out 50-seater venues because of it.
But but I think that it's the things you don't expect, like you say. You could just do something and then you're like, why do people like? There's one clip that is always that I was in one with Shane, and it's about him talking about having been circumcised, and that was months ago that was on, and still every day people are commenting on it, being like it's bought, and it's just it's a constant debate over it.
No, I know. It's because I put up another clip right on TikTok, and this genuinely I gave it no thought. You know the way sometimes you will actually give a lot of thought to a bit or a clip or a sketch or something like this. I literally filmed myself going, what is everyone wearing? I'm in my 40s now and I don't know what to wear. I'm still that was about a month ago. It's had 120,000 views and women are still commenting, I don't know. Like everyone is taking time to go, I don't know. And nobody's reading the comments below. They're all going, I don't know. It's either I don't know or whatever you want. And there's no in between. But it's very entertaining and I appreciate the engagement. But haven't a clue why.
No, so I just see now. I just try to do what I like and feel like.
Yeah.
And if people like it, great. And if you don't,
that's not great. Please like me.
No.
Please,
but then this
like
is
me.
why we've got the young boys on board. This is
now
the team.
You need to rephrase that.
But this is
weird. Got these young boys on board now in the back of the van.
Because you think about the history of like entertainment. There's a lot of successful male entertainers who have young boys doing things for them to get them where they need to go to. So I felt in order to reach the echelons of where I want to get to, I need to recruit young boys.
And
I mean,
it's working.
Young men, should I say? Is that probably better?
I don't think it is. No. Hot young men. What if I said hot young men with no tops on? Is that better?
I took myself to a place where you can go, where you can have a good meal, you can get yourself clean, you can do whatever you feel, and I recruited these young men to come and help me.
As long as you're having a good time, that's all that matters.
And I'm learning a lot of things from these guys, like in terms of like Gareth, I want you to be honest here. See, in terms of my online output, how would you grade me from A to U in terms of what I was putting out? And when you look at it,
before
Gareth.
Before it was like
a W. A W? Oh no, that's no. What do you think is a good thing? Do you need to be? Because I would be putting clips out. You know, I'd maybe putting 2-3 clips out a year, maybe.
Right, that algorithm.
That was, I think that's a good one. I'll put that one out. And then you sort of came along and said you probably need to have one.
You need consistency, quality, and little boys.
Consistency, quality, not little boys, young boys. Come on, that's where the line. So consistency and little young quality and young boys.
Yeah, that's
nice.
The quality's the hard part.
Yeah, but then
getting that at a consistent, like you can consistently post any old shite. But trying to get good stuff consistently, that's what's...
Because whenever I find myself like stroking my beard and leaning back into my chair like this, is when I start talking about the people of today and I say, my saying I like to go by is I say people nowadays they worry more about content than the content. So they more,
the people searching worry more about, or the people putting it
posting.
Out?
They would rather post anything than something decent. So content above content.
I love your hand.
Well, why don't you just start a fake conversation right now? We'll clip that and just see
a fake conversation.
That's what this
say
is.
Something really controversial.
Really controversial. Oh, I don't want to let my true feelings out. I don't want to be like da, 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 da. No, that's awful. I don't know, a really controversial opinion. Like, so what you said you didn't like the band Busted.
Yeah.
So is there something in that field or entertainment? No, I think Kris Jenner's a fantastic mother. I think the way she has monetized her kids is unbelievable.
Yeah, more people should be doing it.
I believe so. And you know what? See, if you have to force your children to have cosmetic surgery in order to make money, do it. Yeah. The younger the better. Like, people are like, oh, apparently your skin's quite supple and you shouldn't be having cosmetic surgery when you're a teenager. I say, if it's going to line your pockets, do it. Doesn't matter.
Absolutely,
like
100%.
60, who cares?
And is this what you have planned for your kids?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, like I look at Rory McIlroy's dad. Like, he obviously knew Rory had a talent and he was able to get him up, and that's his retirement plan.
What surgery did he have?
I mean, his vocal cords, it seems to be, because he's going a wee bit GMAC. But, I think, generally speaking, I think I should make my kids my cash cows. And if they...
get them out now. Out to work.
Yeah, because I don't know if you've seen this quote. And to be fair, controversial opinions aside, I saw it and I went, oh, that's a bit scary. Like, Kris Jenner had said that... What she said to see as a mother, when I saw Kim's sex tape, I was furious.
Yeah, but as a manager?
Delighted.
She probably leaked it. Wasn't that the Kris Jenner leaked her daughter's sex tape? There we are.
And it's out there.
Yeah.
And you know what? To be fair, it got Kim from being like Paris Hilton's lackey to being I mean, it's
I'm nodding here, but I wasn't really a fan of it. I'm going like this.
No, you know what?
You know a lot about the Kardashians.
Yeah, okay, thank you. That's our test over. But
and
just see.
Someone's going to kill me. I'm going to be shot by that crossover of Busted and Kardashian fandom.
My God. Can you imagine that? Like, you think about back in the days whenever, like, people were assassinated. Like, you have Abraham Lincoln gets assassinated by John Wilkes Booth. Back in the day, you have John Lennon getting assassinated by Mark Chapman. And then, like, imagine getting assassinated for an opinion on a podcast.
I know.
So,
Why, unlike those other ones, which were for good reason.
Of course,
is that what you're saying?
They deserved it. Abraham Lincoln was
with
assassinated.
With good cause, they were taken down.
Having a shit beard. And Lennon was killed for stupid little glasses. Oh
my God, do you know, right, this is what a weird teenager I was. When I was growing up, I loved attention at any cost.
Attention or detention?
Attention. Okay. Look at me, as in, look at me. And one of the ways I thought I would get that is if I had glasses, right? So I used to always want glasses, and I have perfect vision. Sorry, everyone. And I used to go to get my eyes tested at school and try and fake the test. I'd be sort of like, she'd go, can you start with the big giant letter at the top? And I'd be like, I can't see it. Or, and be like, you're making it up. So we went on holiday once to France camping, and I was at a wee market and I saw these John Lennon, the wee John Lennon glasses. Not sunglasses, pure plain glass. And I bought them and I wore them that summer, but only for reading.
Oh,
and my mother was like, there's something wrong with you. I was sat by the pool with all my sisters, and every now and then I'd be like, I'm going to read my magazine, and I'd take out my wee John Lennon pretend glasses and sit and read like a Maeve Binchy book by the side of the pool. And she's just like, I'm never going to be a grandmother. No one's ever going to marry that child.
But fair play to you putting the glass on and actually making it to the pool. I thought you would just been in bed all day.
No, just with my wee glass. Like, I had a big row with my mum that summer, and I just remember in the middle of the row, she went, for God's sake, take off those glasses. And I was like, never.
You're probably popping them onto your head.
My wee John Lennons. Oh, dear. Can I read my prepared statement?
You know what?
Please let me get it over with.
I feel like, so we once we get on the statement, we'll get there. We're on tenterhooks here, just... And by the way, that's a new thing. I found out it's tenter, not tender. Wow.
Tenterhooks, not tenderhooks.
Mm-hmm. You could probably get tenterhooks too, couldn't you? But
they wouldn't be very effective, I wouldn't think.
Pretty wick. That's like those things.
I don't actually know what tenterhooks means. I've never...
I don't know, maybe hooks. Like a tenterhook wouldn't actually pierce, would it? It'd be too soft. It'd be tender. So
what's a tenter?
A tenterhook is like, I don't really know what a tenterhook is, but I know it's the phrase. Do you know what tenterhook?
Tenterhooks? Controversial.
So, Long story short,
Busted fans would know.
In amongst all the abuse and debate, there was a knight rode in on his white bass guitar.
So yes, so this clip I posted of you and I, Dave, talking about Busted, me thinking it was funny because I was just slagging you off, and I was out and about that day, and I got a wee notification saying Matt Willis has favorited your video. And I was like, surely not. That's just a fan, like a fan account. And I had a wee look, and it's the actual Matt Willis. So I was like, oh my God, I think I messaged you. The next thing I saw, he'd commented, can somebody tell me where I can find Dave?
And when I saw that, I was like, I'm here, Matt. I'm here.
But I had two reactions. I was all excited for you, and I was tagging you, but I also felt like going, also, this was a joke. I'm not an absolute... This wasn't a clip from my I Hate Busted podcast where, because nobody seemed to look at the content. This is another
But that's
thing.
on Patreon,
No context.
your I Hate Busted podcast. It's specifically
it's solely that, where I bring people on, I bring fans on every week, and I argue with them about why they're wrong. But... yeah, so he and then people were piling in going, Dave is a vibe, Dave is great. Who is that awful woman? And I was like, that awful woman has her own podcast called Scundered. Please find it. So, yeah.
But then he saved it.
He saved you.
And now I consider
and now
us
I feel wick.
to be friends, but it's okay. I'm sure he forgives you. And if he doesn't already, maybe a prepared statement might make him.
Okay, this is my chance now. I want.
And this is your legal team have.
My legal team have helped.
Good.
But it is from the heart. Okay, so.
Okay.
Thank you. During a recent recording of the new hit podcast Scundered with Teresa Livingstone, available now wherever you get your podcasts, I aired my opinions on Busted, an English pop punk band from Southend-on-Sea, consisting of James Bourne, Matt Willis and Charlie Simpson. I used words to describe these musical behemoths that have since been pointed out to me are no longer acceptable. This includes, but is not limited to, not a real band and utter shite. I will forever be sorry for any pain I have caused by those words. While it's important that we express our opinions, I deeply regret the inflammatory and inappropriate language I used to do so. I have been doing MasterChef now for 20 years. No, that's the wrong sheet. Oh. I know nothing about music, having only purchased my first Sony Walkman this year. It didn't come with batteries, and I can't seem to download anything on it. The Busted tape inside is all I have had access to. I haven't even listened to it, just looked at the picture on the front. I could only see 3 men with guitars and no drummer, and therefore jumped to the conclusion that they were not a real band. How wrong I was. How wrong I was. The time for talking is over, and I now need to listen. I look forward to taking in the majesty and poetry of the lyrics, Air Hostess, I like the way you dress. And classics such as, he took me to the future in the flux thing and I saw everything. Boy bands and another one and another one and another one. Triple-breasted women swim around town totally naked. I've made the difficult decision to step down in order to dedicate more time and attention to my family. There are 3 of us in this family. One of us is a Labrador. None of us is a drummer. I know now that means we are still a real band. Mm-hmm.
Well, Teresa, that was absolutely fantastic. It felt sincere. It felt heartfelt, and I feel that, like, sometimes lyrics, I feel that they're very subjective, aren't they? And I feel like I personally feel like the lyric that you spoke about there in the year 3000, I feel there's a strong feminist message there.
What?
That it's okay
more
for
boobs.
triple-breasted women to be able to swim around totally naked. I think we should be in a point where we're not ashamed of our body. Free the nip.
Yeah.
And in the year 3000.
Yeah. And another one. And another one.
And another one.
And another one. Yeah.
See, you know what though? Buster are probably throwing a bit of shade on boy bands there.
Are they?
Do you know what I mean? So they're not a boy band, they're a rock band.
Is that how you read into that deep subtext there?
So but you know what they do now? Because, see, they've had to amend some of their lyrics with the times.
Okay.
Right, so they've changed some.
Double-breasted women?
No, they still stick with the triple-breasted women. They're still on the rip, you know. But the slight lyrics. So if they're saying, when they sing, it's what I go to school for. You know, they used to have the line, so she may be 33, but that doesn't bother. And, like, obviously when they're teenagers, now they have to sing, she may be 53. Right. Doesn't bother me. Instead of saying boy bands and another one, they say podcasts and another one and another one and another one.
Because
I think there may be too many podcasts is the message there.
Never.
Across.
I will not hear of it.
No. And if you want to listen to Fuck Busted, your Patreon exclusive podcast,
That'll be my
you
new
can do
one.
so. Yeah. That's a new podcast coming only to Patreon. But yeah, I think, you know, in terms of music there, like for me at the time in my life, I was maybe 16, 17 when I was listening to Busted, and a lot of stuff was going on, and
you see,
I was relating to music, you know.
That is the key, you see, and that's the age difference in us, because I was working at the time
Uh-huh.
as an adult contributing to society.
Yeah.
So it passed me by. I didn't see it for the artistry that it was, that
And
it
then,
spoke to
like I was
young
still,
boys.
like develop, and you know my affiliation with the young boys. Say whatever you want
You've
about
always
Dave
had it.
Elliott. I am close to young boys. I have a harem of young boys behind the camera.
Let them outside for some air at least.
Every
Dave.
day on my
God
way to
almighty.
school, I'd make my mummy put the CD on. I listen to it, you know. Calling you at 3 a.m. Standing here right outside your door. And then, of course, Charlie left, and that was my Robbie moment.
Okay.
That was when he went. I went, no.
Yeah. Did
Charlie,
you phone the
what have you done?
helpline and all?
I mean, I was close
I remember
to it.
there being a helpline whenever Robbie left Take That.
And did you ever avail of the Robbie helpline? Or were you a Take That fan?
I was a bit of a Take That fan. I wasn't that upset. So I was in France with my glasses. So
So you've been more
I was reading about it with my readers.
You'd be like, there's something, I can see the headline that says Take That, but these glasses are...
But if only I had the right prescription, mother. So, no, I wasn't a diehard fan, but I liked them.
And do you like Robbie
fancied
now?
them.
Oh, who did you fancy to Take That?
Mark Owen.
You know what? He has gone... Mark Owen has taken a turn. Like, he was very sexy back in the Take That days when he was like dancing around in a wee crop top and all.
I think it's because he was small. I think,
Yeah.
you see, when you're a teenage girl, you just sort of, he looked about the same age as me.
Yeah.
So that's why I think that's what the whole, oh, he's so cute.
But then when they've come back and he sort of looks a bit like the Artful Dodger now, like he's grown up.
There's
It's
something-
a bit weird. You know, it's a bit like, I don't know, you're not as cute anymore.
No. That when you peak when you're sort of in your early 20s, you're, you know.
And his wee Alan Carr singing voice is a bit weird too.
Yeah, I
You're
know.
such a big star to me. Yeah. But no, I don't want to, I'm not coming after. I listen, Take That
Take
fans.
That.
I love Take That. I love Marco, and I love Robbie. We spoke about Robbie.
Oh, we spoke about Robbie, yeah.
Story in his wee monkey film. Have you seen it yet?
I still haven't seen it,
No?
Dave. No, I'm not. I don't think I'm going to. But I'm very happy that it's done well.
That's good. You wish Robbie. You're like Donald
I wish
Trump
him
there.
all the best.
I wish him well. Robbie, fantastic entertainer, one of the best. Yeah. And by the way, do you want to slabber at him right now, because I'm going to see him on Saturday? And
Robbie Williams.
And I would love to meet him. So do you want to just say,
This is why
listen,
you've got me here. Just is that the list of stars you handed me when I come in? Slag
Arnold
off these
Schwarzenegger,
people.
please. Yeah, that's
Robbie Williams, do not contact
Yeah.
Dave Elliott. He hates you.
And whatever you do, I think you should call Kelly Brook ugly. And then,
Kelly Brook, that's a throwback.
oh,
It was a while ago, wasn't
she's a
it?
fantastic woman, and see today
Sure
on a,
she is.
on a radio show, unbelievable.
Oh, she's doing radio
Yeah,
now.
oh, she's
good.
radio star.
Very good.
Anyway, and do you, as a young boy, do you like boy bands?
Not really.
No.
I don't know who Kelly Brook is.
Too young.
Oh my days!
No idea.
Yeah. Welcome to my world, where
know-
every reference I throw out, people are like, "Huh?"
But
Huh?
see these young boys, like they live in a time where the objects of their affection don't even have real names; they're just like numbers and symbols, like Charlie XCX.
Animations. I
Exactly.
don't know what this
Like
is.
Cartoons.
Animations. Cartoons in my
Robots.
day hadn't really got past this. Like that wee tennis game on the computer, you know, just boop boop.
Oh, that was a great game, though, wasn't it? And then, like, who would be like the objects of your affection now? Like androgynous people, and like sort of like there's no genders anymore in terms of you just fancy everyone fancies everyone. It's a cool open
Yeah.
place, like,
We
and
came full circle, so now we're back to 2 genders now.
okay.
So
Oh,
that's
wow.
awesome.
I don't have.
Newsflash?
Okay, didn't know that. So who like? Because there's the whole thing, obviously, about Sydney Sweeney kicking off, and they're all talking
Oh, the
about
Jane's ad.
the Nazis and eugenics and all. You know what? But you know what? That's obviously done well for them, because
Of course.
they're like they've got what they want.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
100%. I don't.
So-
You didn't see a American Eagle coming out to be like, "Oh no, that's not what we meant."
Yeah.
Just like
No.
think whatever you want.
I like-
Look at the jeans.
Yeah.
Look at the jeans.
The head of American Eagle was like, "That's not the message that we were trying to put out there. No, I don't know what you could have read into that. You know, oopsie daisy."
That's a very camp Nazi.
Yeah, like have you ever heard anyone do a Nazi voice that doesn't sound like that?
I know. Well, yeah.
It's not like we are going to kill you now. It's like, now what are we going to do with this problem over here? Oopsie, dead. Auf Wiedersehen, pet.
I don't remember that in Schindler's List as much, but I guess Schindler wasn't a Nazi, really, was he? He was in the orbit of the Nazi party and a businessman, but
yeah. And I mean, like, there's different ways to make money in Nazi Germany if you're an entrepreneurial businessman, depending on what pies you want to put your fingers in. But I actually went to Schindler's Factory this year for wee nosy, went to Krakow, and there it was. And what was funny, because I just watched Schindler's List not long ago, and it was only when I was like, we were in a place, and I was like, this looks familiar. I'm like, oh, that's the stairs, where the wee woman was hiding, and they were shooting everybody, and that was that wee alleyway.
You were like, class!
This is it from Schindler's List. And then I looked about, and there was a wee plaque saying, and it was something like, this is what the shots of Schindler's List. Yes.
Do you know what? Right, I really love that film, but I think this is something to do with my stress levels. When I feel a bit stressed or overwhelmed, I watch like really violent or kind of disturbing films. I don't know why, but I have fallen asleep quite a lot to just like watching Schindler's List. It's sort of like, I don't know why I find it. Or Sicario. Have you ever seen Sicario? That's one of my favourite films. And I could watch that
Is Eric Bana in that?
No, it's Benicio del Toro and Josh and Emily, Jesus Christ, what's her name? The English actress. Emily, she was Mary Poppins. Emily Blunt.
James Blunt's wife, yeah.
No, it's so good. It's Denis Villeneuve. So it's very violent and very...
worth looking at.
It's really, really good.
It's one I've gone, that looks interesting, but never watched it.
Oh, no, you have. Have you seen Heat?
With Pacino?
Yeah.
Yes, I have seen
If you
that.
like that, you'll like. That's another one of my favourite films. I think I'm quite a violent person at heart.
Yeah, but you know what? It's a weird, because like I remember like in a similar, like I suppose it's if you watch horrible dramatic things, it makes you look at your own life in a perspective.
It's not that bad. Like I'm sitting stressing about something at work, and I'm like, well, Larry, that man has a gun to his head.
I don't have my wallet with me, but I have a it's really, I mean, bear with me here. I was in work one day and I was complaining about something, like moaning and like properly, and this is shit, and it was something first world problems. And then there's like an older woman was reading like Heat magazine or something, or one of the magazines, in front saying, my husband cut off my head and stuff like that. And you're like, how can you write that if you cut your, what I mean? But she goes, listen to you moaning over there. There's fuck all wrong with you to be moaning about. Look at this wee child here, and had this story, and there was this little child that was like going through all sorts of treatment and everything, and it was like lost all its hair and whatever. And then she goes, tell you what, and she ripped the page. She goes, you keep that, and see if you're going to moan, you look at that wee child, and you'll put your life in perspective. And all right. So I then ended up cutting the child's head out and like sellotaping it so it's reinforced, and put it in my wallet as a wee if I'm miserable, and it's still in my wallet to this day. And I wish I had my wallet with me.
This disembodied head, like
no, but it's just like, it's a little bald child going like this, and it's weird. Now the only time it's ever
that's not normal.
I know it's not normal.
It's not your child. It's not a child. No. Do you have it in a wee locket that you wear close
it's
to your
underneath
heart?
my driver's license, which was weird. So there's been times where I have to get my driver's license out, and it's there, and I have to be
falling out. Oh, sorry, officer.
Yeah, and then if you see the back of it, there's like pink and blue in the back, because it's just the other page of a magazine. Yeah. Like, so I can't even be like, and there's times it's come out and I've had to almost explain it and go, I just pretend it's my own child. And then I have an actual
It's a picture of my child with an ad for Tenalady on the back. What is unusual about that?
Yeah, listen, it's 2025, we should be supporting that as well. Let's talk about Tenaman and Tenalady. Let's talk about it. It's necessary. But yeah, over time, it's maybe, I think I might need to remove it.
Yeah.
Because
if you're in the shop, you're getting milk, you open up your wallet, you see this kid's face. No. How does it make you feel?
Right. It's like it's like a trigger, like like sport, like psychology and sports psychology and all. They're like, before you do, like if you're like playing golf and you have a big putt, you need to calm your nerves. You need to put something in perspective. With this, if I'm like feeling miserable and I'm giving off about stuff, I pull out and go, look at all that difficulty that child has gone through. Like all this, the courage this child has shown, and I'm complaining because there's no milk for my cereal.
How old's the magazine? Like,
well, it's been in there since I worked in B&Q, which was, I stopped working there when I was 17.
Okay. So
it's been in there 21 years.
Oh my God, Tim!
I'm going to actually take a photo of it when I go home. It's still there. It's empty, I suppose, yeah.
So that child could be serving you in the shop for all you know, or maybe
not. No, God forgive me, but I don't know.
That's not very inspirational if that child hasn't made it.
I know, it's bad, isn't it? But then, this could be the end of the story. If the child hasn't made it, at least they're living beyond, inspiring me to be a better person. And I'm now as bald as a child, so it's maybe a way. It's gone full circle, and it keeps things in perspective, you know.
So creepy.
Yeah, it is creepy. Like 17. So anytime I'm in a bad mood, I just whip that out and go, oh God.
Oh, he's still there. He's still there.
All right. We're good. We're all right.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so that's where we're at. But anyway, it's all good. So you know what? This is the worst thing about doing a podcast, because sometimes there's things that you say, and then before you finish saying them,
and you can't
you've gone, I think that should have stayed in there.
Like the child in your wallet.
Yeah, should have stayed in there.
Shouldn't have been taken out.
No. God, well, that's maybe gone too far. Isn't it?
No, it's fine. It's very sweet. I'm sure you can cut it out. Be all right.
Yeah.
Just be back to me going fucking busted.
Yeah.
I used to have a fake ID that I had made many years ago, and I was back. You used to get like the wee plastic things, and you would iron them to like seal it. Mm-hmm. And I had got in my head that you needed a barcode in a fake ID for it to look authentic. So I'd like cut one off like Dunnes Stores pair of leggings and put like the wee barcode in. And the very first time I used it, this was somewhere in Donegal where they weren't even really looking at the IDs, but I handed it to him and the whole thing just opened and like bits of labels falling out. And you know, and I was like, do you know, Belfast Met really need to get on the quality of their IDs, am I right? And they were like, get out.
Yeah. But did you remember, like, nowadays as a young, did you use fake IDs, Gareth?
No way.
No?
I'm clean.
A clean guy, you know, because like I remember one time there was there was different ones that went through. You'd all the fake IDs. Then there was a time for I think maybe a couple of weeks, and they were like, no, I could actually use like you could scan your very own passport and then amend the dates on like Microsoft Paint.
Sharpie.
You know what I mean? on the thing and then print it. So you do printouts of your ID. And then you'd be like, oh no, I don't want to lose my real passport, fuck's sake.
Yeah.
And then I think after like the second week, the guy's like, no, because like everyone was coming in with these like.
I had a friend who, when we were 17, she applied for her provisional license and she put the wrong date of birth on so nice. She could use it as, we were like, well, you're going to be stuck with that for the rest of your life. She's like, fine, don't want to drive anyway. But she had a legitimate provisional driver's license with the wrong.
That's a smart move. Because then you wonder, does that ever come back to you? Because the only time I've ever done anything similar to that, I accidentally on purpose set my like title as captain.
Yeah.
Whenever I was at uni, so the whole way through uni, I got any letters that Captain David Elliott, and then only until like graduation, and they were like, "Can we just clarify something with you?" And I was like, "Certainly." Are you captain? And I was like, how did that happen? And
silly old me.
And I was like, no, I'm just plain old mister. But at the time I thought, wouldn't it be hilarious if they were like Captain David Elliott? And what even qualifies you being a captain? Is it a military thing, or do you have a boat?
Good point.
Yeah.
I thought I was just assuming people had to salute you, but yeah, I think it's if you own and you're in charge of a boat, you're the captain technically.
Yeah, that would be good.
In charge of a boat, like a dinghy, whatever.
I could have just been like, maybe I just found a captain. I was like the guy to Captain Phillips. I'm
the captain now. Took his hat.
Imagine I had to go and get my 2-2 from criminology and had to stand person to go.
You will salute captain on board, captain on deck. You did criminology.
Yes, and criminal justice. Let's not forget.
Right.
Yeah.
And so what do people typically go into with that, which you have not?
Unemployment. I don't know, because at the time, right, this is when I have a big issue with careers, really. In general, careers, I think careers in school, it's a lot of pressure to be putting on children, really. Yeah. And like obviously, like at the time, I knew I would have liked to have done some sort of entertainment. Yes. But that wasn't an option in my school.
Yeah.
So then I was
You've got a very narrow category of what a job or a career is.
You don't really know how do you get into being a stand-up per se, or how do you you'd love to have been an actor or something, but you don't know how to do that. So
did you know you wanted to be like a comedian when you were at school?
I don't think so. I always enjoyed being creative. I knew that. I always liked art. I always liked to create the stuff, paint the pictures. I didn't like explaining why I did it. You know, I was like, so what are you actually trying to say behind this picture? So I remember once I got into real trouble because I drew a self-portrait of myself, and I was from a mixed marriage, right? So I put a Union Jack on one side, and then the other side was like tricolour, you know. And then for some reason, obviously,
you put a wee bit of barbed wire down the middle. That's a sort of like.
Well, I mean, I should have done that, but what I did was I put the UDA's crest on one side and an IRA.
These are my parents.
Yeah. And then my art teacher's like, in the long, short way, what the fuck is this?
This is a child protection issue. I need to repair it all.
And I was like, no, what I was trying to say was, and then it's like, you're middle class and have no involvement in any bar. Like, I don't know why you've done that. I'm like, I don't know either. So, like, huffing with him, I just painted it all green, like forest. I'm like, you've put me into a forest of disillusionment here. So then he was like, you fucked this entire picture up. And I'm like, well, you know what? You just let me have the crest then, shouldn't you? But I said, like, at that point, you don't know what you want to do. And I was like, what did I like? And I was like, well, I suppose I liked sport, so maybe I want to do that. And then, and then there's people that are like, I want to be a vet, or I want to be a teacher, or I want to be a doctor.
But they're the people who you have to worry about, I think, if you're at that age going, I'm going to do this and I want to be this. Like, that is obviously coming from somewhere else. It's very rare that you're a 16-year-old going, I would like to be a structural engineer. Yeah. And I know exactly what that means. And I'm that's all I want to do.
But it's wild, because I think, I do recall for a while, I was really into changing rooms. And Lawrence Llewellyn-Bowen was like my hero.
Oh, those
at the time. Yeah.
I was going to say, is this the young boys again?
Yeah.
It's like, Dave, get out of the changing rooms. Miss, it's all I'm interested in there with your wee easel and all, drawing them all.
From a young age, I always knew I was a pervert. But like, I like that, and I thought I wanted to be an interior designer, So like in art, I was making, like, I'd made up this wee room and all. And then I was like, I just think it was just, I liked making stuff, whatever it would be.
Or did you just like Lawrence Llewellyn-Bowen?
I loved Lawrence Llewellyn-Bowen, And
is changing rooms that's not the one where the neighbours would do it to each other?
It
was hilarious. There was one where they used to have a set of neighbours would do up each other's houses.
I don't know. I think, because you know what? I think it was the guys came in and they could have done the neighbours and done,
it was professionals. Yeah. It was professionals.
But I think there might have been some. But I know the show there was definitely a switch over. And
there's some brilliant clips online of where that has gone horribly wrong, where it's like neighbours being brought in and they're like, "What do you think, Sharon?" And it's like all brown, and they've taken out all the family heirlooms. It's not far off.
I'm like, what the fuck?
And you have somebody cheering up.
I know. What do you reckon about that? There goes my uncle.
I love
there
that.
There you go.
Do you know what? I remember when Ghostbusters 2 came out, and does that make me very old? Yes.
No,
probably.
I still recall Ghostbusters 2 as well. I love that. He's terrified me.
That terrified me. Like, that properly terrified.
He liked young boys too. He came out of a painting to steal a baby.
I know. But to this day, that's quite. I don't really want. I'm gonna be the Dan Aykroyd character. I'm just gonna be like, just gonna get it.
But that picture, I had it in my house when I was
Is this what you grew up with?
Young, free and single man. No, I just had that. I had that on one wall, and I had I don't know if it's down there. It's maybe
picture
up in
of the changing rooms in the other wall.
Prince inside a tulip on the other wall.
Prince inside a tulip.
Yeah, or inside some sort of flower.
Right.
It was phallic and Prince, and like that, and then Catherine moved in. It was like, they both need to go.
That's think so.
Really creepy, and the Prince thing's really gay. Like, I don't think. I was like, he's Prince is just Prince.
Yeah.
So I brought it in the studio.
Growing and showing.
He had his like bits covered with his leg, but he was
he was naked inside the tulip.
Naked, but there was like the tip of the tulip that the sort of coming over, so it maybe it had phallic undertones or overtones. Really, it was quite overt. Really,
there was nothing subversive.
No, there was nothing. It was very like, this is supposed to be his large phallus.
And you don't even know Prince as a musician. You're just like, that really cute guy on my wall. Do you know any of his songs? What?
He sings too.
He does music as well.
Thought he was a model.
So talented.
Yeah, but that did absolutely terrify me. But I can't even remember what I was saying before.
Oh, sorry, we were talking about what you wanted to be.
So but that was it. My school was very serious, and then afterwards they were like, these are the grades you got, and I didn't get I think I got enough points, but didn't get I needed
the right grade in the right subject.
So they're like, instead if I think I want to do sports studies, which again, what would I have really done with that? They're like, what can you do? And my A levels were English, politics and PE. So then I did criminology with politics.
Of course, well, the obvious choice. It does. I don't think it matters at A level. This is only me from being a teacher and advising young people on your. I remember my mum and dad were really like, just do whatever you enjoy, because you're not going to do well at something you hate. So, and here I am, and that's how I ended up being a teacher. I was like, I hate this. I kept following my dreams, mum and dad, like where it got me. So yeah. I think you probably did the right things, but comedy found you eventually.
And it was it. Like, but again, the reason for doing criminology was because like I loved love The Silence of the Lambs as a film, and I'm fascinated by the mind of criminals. I just love it, and I love all that world and why do people do things. So
it's basically like people who are obsessed with true crime now. You were actually doing that as a degree.
Yeah, and then whenever like I was speaking to one of my tutors about it, they were like, so there's not going to be a lot of like Hannibal Lecter type guys here. There's a conflict, so you're probably just going to be like, you know, a prison officer, a policeman or something. I'm like, that's a bit
that's not quite as glamorous.
I want a man to throw semen at me every day, you know. So like Clarice, hello Clarice, and but no, I was like,
that's a great film.
Yeah, but I just I like that, and I like to, because I think we all always think of ourselves as relatively normal. So then you're like, well, to me, it's like completely. I can't get my head around why people do some of the things they do, and I'm like, why? So that's why I think the fascination comes to like serial
would you have
killers.
looked at? Would you have talked about like well-known cases and things? Like,
not really. Like some of the elements
just the
were
techniques
good.
and
like not even. That's like
what the hell was it?
It was like social policy and all, and I hated sociology.
Oh, right, okay.
Because it was just like so and so said, and I was sort of like, well, what if so and so was fucking wrong? You know.
I think that's most degrees.
Yeah,
so and so said this, and you're like, boring.
But see, we did criminal law. That was great. And
Oh,
like,
yeah,
this is
okay.
what I want to see. You know, that was good fun. But and then afterwards, I was like, well, what do I do now? So I went and worked for the housing executive for 13 years. You know, what else? And I mean, to be fair, there were some characters that came across in that maybe did need some sort
practice.
of But you know, I think like everything, like now I have a niece who's into the creatives and stuff, and into like dancing and theatre and drama and stuff, and she was sort of saying like she's maybe going to go and do a different degree than that, and I was like, no, like if you know it's what you want to do, go for it now, because at the end of the day, like degrees, obviously if you're doing something specifically, do the degree whenever
it's because everybody used to always say, oh, you need something to fall, but if that's what you want to do, you'll need something to fall back on. But what ends up happening is there's something to fall back on can sort of anchor you down a wee bit too much. It's too hard to actually go, actually I'm just going to not do this well-paid job and go and do something. So I think when you're younger, that's when you do take all the risks, because now I'm like, I've got a mortgage. I'm here apologising to busted fans. You know, it's like I can't afford it anymore.
But I also think like people get into the mind too much of if they lose their job, it's the end of the world forever. You know, and I think I took a bit of umbrage, I suppose, during COVID. With like certain creatives. Now obviously we're all creatives and we do things, but certain people being like, I am viable, I do this job, and you're like, no harm to you. You're a musician. You can do something else in the meantime.
Oh, what do you mean? As in people getting furlough payments?
I should be getting paid to do my job, which is like, say I'm a comedian, I should still be getting paid to be a comedian, but it's like I would go and work anywhere. I would do delivery driver, I'd go work in the supermarket, do whatever I need to do to get through that. But seeing people like, I should be paid for this, I'm like, well, that's a wee bit, I thought a bit like, you could just do something else in the meantime and then go back to that.
You could say that about anybody.
Yeah, but
instead of your job, just do something else.
But people were like, I should be getting paid by the government to just because I can't go out and perform. It's like me saying I can't go out and do stand up. I should be getting my stand up money.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I mean, if that was offered to you, would you have said no? It's morally wrong.
No, but no. I still would have pulled my finger and done something. That was just my views, you know. And I think certain people, I'm like, it's maybe I just like hard work and discipline. You know,
okay.
I like.
See, I don't. I just can't be arsed.
Yeah,
so.
But no, listen. At the end of the day, I just think, you know, we everyone needs to pull their bits up a bit sometimes.
Okay.
You know?
How very Tory of you.
Yeah, but no, if I was Tory, of course I'd be like, do this, and then I would just take 10 times the money and pay no tax and do whatever I want anyway, you know. So that would be. But you know what? I feel like we've come a long way here. We have wrapped what we needed to do about Busted. I hope you feel like much better.
I feel like
I know
the weight
guilt
has been lifted. Yeah.
Yeah. So what we were going to do now, I have a very secretive present for you, which you will get, and you'll not get in the main podcast. You have to.
Oh, okay.
You know, because I don't want to go and actually have to work a job. I want to be able to get paid for doing this. So you need to go to patreon.com/SLY GUY Podcast to see what my gift is for Teresa. Can you guess what it is, maybe? I don't know.
Did you have
Posters.
an album made of my songs?
I hadn't. Why would I need to have one made when I already have it? Like from Teresa, it's just in my album stack.
Did you go and record covers of all my songs? That's lovely, Dave.
Imagine what I've actually done. I've got Busted to cover your songs, but then they're like, we can't cover it because we don't have a drummer, so we're not technically a band. Damn it! But anyway, in fact, before we go, I forgot the main segment. I'll do this quickly.
Oh, yeah.
We have people, right? We do this thing now in the podcast called Sly Llamas,
okay,
where our listeners send in again on Patreon any issues, and we try to resolve them.
Okay.
For them, okay. Now I've got one that I'll do here. My phone is charging, so I will utilize this. Traditional. It's from Patreon. So the person who has said, "Do not tell anyone my name. So whatever.
Is this Fraser Robb?
It's F Robb. M Hurst, actually, it says.
Go on.
Niche, thank you. Right, so please do not name me. And again, the name's at the top. I will try not to.
Okay. So this is a problem.
This is a problem.
Okay.
Now, I think the gist of them is, are people being sly or not?
Right.
So, one of my friends recently got a house with a girl we all actively dislike, to be polite about it. Basically, she's nice when we see her in person, but behind closed doors, she is very, very, very sly and pressures him into things. I won't say too much, but it involves him taking pictures and stuff. You can catch my drift. We think she does this to have some sort of hold over him.
Right.
They break up and he tells us the details, and then they're back together within a few days, so we've given up on trying to help. His family are completely clueless because she hides us so well.
Mm-hmm.
Recently, she's been sending flirty DMs to the rest of the boys in the group and getting a bit touchy-feely when no one's looking. This has been going on for years, and there's literally no talking to him.
Okay.
No one has said congratulations about the recent house purchase, and no one has mentioned the flirty DMs. Are we sly for giving up hope and leaving it to them? Or what do you think we should do?
Oh, I wasn't sure what the question was going to be. So are they sly for giving up hope?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a nightmare because I'm quite sure the friend knows exactly the situation that he's in. Do you not think he's not sort of like, oh no, this is great?
Yeah.
If they're seeing him being pressured into something, and it's constantly breaking up and back and forth, this is very serious. But all they can do is just keep saying, "We'll be here. We're here for you." You cannot get in there and break somebody else up. It's never going to happen. It's not going to work.
That's the only thing I think too. Like, I think we're too quick to judge on our own standards and our own experiences.
So how do they know what she's like behind closed doors?
They break up. Apparently, they break up and get back together. So he tells them.
And
then
in the in betweens, and then goes back.
Yeah. So, you know what I think? I was actually listening to an audiobook today, and there was a bit about that was like, if you want to make somebody change, you can't. They have to be the one to make the decision. So I think, you can only
sometimes
listen.
If it's really bad, I think tough love, like they might have to just be like, look, we can't hang around with you but then that sort of isolates your friend and leaves them with nowhere to go. So
well, what you could do, I think it should be again, they say honesty is the best policy. Listen, we really like you, but we don't like your girlfriend, so you're invited, she's not. If you want to come by yourself, really fair.
That's not going to work though. They're just going to... And the awful thing is, if he is like unloading on them in between breakups and then going straight back, then you feel like... Because if you're the friend who's listening to that and agreeing and going, yeah, no, she's awful, that sounds awful. And then as soon as they go back, then you're just like, well...
Yeah, but see, with that, I always find there's two sides to every story and a third and the right. So I think maybe he might be like, oh, she's doing all this, but what's she
Well,
going
that's
with him,
why... How do they know what she's like behind closed doors if they're only hearing the bad stuff when he's... Who's breaking up with who? Does he keep breaking up with her?
I don't know. It's weird. Because like, we all have friends that were like, oh, I don't like their partner. I don't like this and that. But then maybe in the long run, they're like, they're all right. And then they split up. It's hard to know.
It is hard to know. I think maybe just like look, you're great. We love... Do men speak to each other like this? We love you. We're here for you. Yeah. Do you speak to each other like
Sometimes,
that? I don't know.
But then they'll be like, all right, you. All right. Oh, that's all right, thank you.
Yeah.
We love you.
We love you.
Tim Curry in Home Alone 2. I love you. But yeah, that's a tough one.
That is a tough one.
You know what I would do?
I thought it was going to be funnier, to be fair.
You know what?
Oh, that's a serious, controlling relationship.
We try. Listen, coercive control is a bit of banter.
I know.
Like, whatever.
I would just be, I've read people on the other side of that saying nobody could have convinced me to leave.
Yeah.
Like your friend, everybody telling you like this person's wrong for you, and it does have to be something that person recognises themselves. But maybe if it's like you're not cutting them out of your life, but you're just saying, oh, we can't do stuff with both of you, but just you, and start to try and make it easier for him to find a wee space where he can leave.
Yeah, you know what I don't think people don't do enough of? Ultimatums. Be like, it's her or us.
That famously that always works out.
That's what I would say. That's it. But Teresa, listen, speaking of them and us, it's been a pleasure to have you on the SLY GUY Podcast. And your podcast, Scundered, is a lot of fun. It is out now. Where can people get Scundered?
Anywhere you get your podcasts. And YouTube as well.
Put a wee link under the description here. You can jump on. You can follow Teresa. Do you have anything? Are you on tour at the minute? Do you have any gigs coming up? Anything?
Oh God, I'm not on tour, but there's gigs coming up and I can't think of any of them. But they're all on my socials. So
follow Teresa.
Teresa Livingstone.
Go see her. And thank you very much.
Thank you.
And by the way, on behalf of Busted and all our fan base, we forgive you.
Yes.
Hey, I know you've not hit the subscribe button. I'm telling you, I don't want to have to start giving names. All right, Gary? I know you're listening and you're not subscribing. Same for you, Sarah. Lucy. Michael. Typical Mike. It's such a Michael thing not to subscribe, isn't it? To consume and not give back. It's so Michael. Don't be a Michael. Be you. Hit subscribe.